Good evening, my fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is I, and I am Guy, coming to you live from Applewood Station in Denver, Colorado, where it is a lovely minus 2 degrees Celsius. Today we're going to work a little bit on just warm up practices because really, I just kind of want to do stuff, not have to worry and freak out about things. So we're going to work on a warm up routine. I've been looking at some pictures online, and one of the artists that I really admire has an interesting, very loose style, and I like it. So I'm going to work on that tonight and see if I can't mimic sort of this loose style. And we go in here. I'm going to make this a little bit of a gray. Just kind of get sort of a circle going here. Problem I have is this pencil is not hitting very hard in the very beginning, which is an issue. Okay. Hey, Alfie. How you doing? I'm going to try my pencil and see what I get out of this. And this one should be not getting anything out of it. That's what you get for that pencil. Probably not good then. Doing your birthday stuff. Happy birthday, Alfie. Hope you're having a wonderful birthday. Get yourself a nice summer birthday. I have a summer birthday too. I like summer birthdays. My sister has a winter birthday. And she didn't have as much fun as I did because summer birthdays are better. Okay, we need to fix the pencil, which is being kind of a pest. Take a look at our pen settings. See you later. That's more like what I want. Usually, we always start with kind of this sort of cross thing kind of going for it here. Just kind of getting a basic feel of where the body is, right? And the neck and the shoulders. And the chest will go this way. Create that jaw line, kind of get an idea of where the jaw is. Right there. actually move this arm more like this. And this pose was already drawn by an artist that I admire and follow. So all I'm doing is just doing my rendition of that particular thing because I loved the pose. The pose was cool. It's kind of pulling that chin down. So maybe more like that. Right. So we're kind of looking at just sort of giving the roughing out of this. Right here. That's a little too much. Yes, the chin does come out a little bit there, like so. And this is where things start to go south. Okay. So one of the problems I'm running into is I don't use markers and points where we need to be marking things. I don't use those like I should. So we're going to go back to step 1 and just put in the circle. Right, this circle represents the head. We'll be inside and outside this circle, and we didn't even do that right, did we? And this circle represents the head. All right. With that circle, now we want to check the angle of this. So that's that inner circle right there. The outer circle would be through here, but we're not going to actually mark that because the head is going to be more like this, right? It's going to have a slice sort of cut out of either side so that we can kind of get that flatness on the side of the head. But since we're at an angle, we want to make sure we follow sort of these angles all the way around. Even down here. And up here. And keep that perspective kind of going, right? I'm going to need to do that at some point here. So, knowing that that's the case, right here is going to be about where that ear is going to be, is through this section right there. And the eyes, I'm going to flatten out the face a little bit in the front, so we get kind of this flatter arc going through there, like that. And knowing that that's the case, we're going to mark in sort of where the eyes are, and mark in where the skull's eyes are. That'll dictate where we are on the actual marking of the face, right? So there's our eyes, which aren't angled like I want them to be. once we've done this we can do this here. This is maxilla bone right through here. So we'll define the nose right through here when we get to that stage. There we go. More of a bow there to give that face a little bit more of that shape that we're looking for right there. Right? Maxilla bone right through here. We want to go up through that and this part of the eye. So we come up like that. Okay. And kind of feel like I want to move this eye a little further out from here. And angle it a little bit more, right? Because here should be that other maxilla bone right through there. And the nose should be through this zone right here. Right? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to drop its opacity down and put another layer in. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Might be. Might not be. Let's see. Maybe we're still here. I think we're still here. So if we close these eyes like that, they're going to follow this curve along the front face of that. We extend the nose so that it actually is a real nose instead of being the skull nose. It looks more like that. Right? And we start talking about defining that mouth. Kind of be across this piece through here and up and over like so. And now we're starting to define in some of the pieces of this, but I think I put that mouth way too high. Let's drop it down a little. So maybe right here. All right. Hey there, Brent. I want to do something tonight that's not stressy and all the other things. So I found an artist online who does really good drawings that I really like the style of, and I'm trying to mimic it. So I'm kind of doing the way he does his work is similar to this, where he kind of outlines out the skull a little bit. And I'm like, that's kind of neat. And I kind of like it. So I'm going to give that a shot. Now, the rule generally is that once you have defined in the nose, like so, the mouth is the halfway point, right? So the mouth will be at the halfway point of this, which means I'm going to put the lips right here. This lip also right there. There we go. That's pretty much where it was before. I don't know why that didn't feel right. You're working on painting a Minnie's face. Sounds like fun. Okay, now we'll go through and kind of refine this a little. So now that we've kind of gotten our markers straight, here's where I'm going to put one eye. Here's where I'm going to put the other eye. The eyebrow is going to go up through here and come around through here. And you got to watch how it goes around this curve, right? Here's where the nose is going to be. Like so. We're going to come through here with the forehead and bring it back and let it go like this. And then I'm going to round it up and around, so like that. And then we're going to bring out that lip, that other lip, so like so, and bring it back. We're still not doing it right, but I'm doing better. We picked the wrong facial markings to match. So you want the eye to be here. Yeah. Hey, Flame Flan. Hair and chin on your mini? Yeah. Move this out and down. How you doing tonight, Flame? Maybe? No, that's too much. No, that is too much. There we go. It's going well. I feel like I should be yelling back at you. There we go. Excellent. What you up to tonight? Or today, if you're not on this side of the world, which you might be. Certainly a plausibility. Call that a little bit less over the top there. Bring this back around like so. Somehow Oh God, something's not quite working like it's supposed to. I'm not getting the same result as I'm expecting. And I think part of it is that this part of the forehead needs to be following a different line. I'm going to go through this line through up here. That looks a little bit better. It's a flame raid, huh? Hi, Purge. How you doing? You guys rating Can or me? Because we're broadcasting simultaneously. Flame raid. Good to see you guys. I am trying a new technique whereby I start with sort of the skull. Oh, nice. Hey, that's kind of cool. Thanks, guys. Kind of trying to work this one here, but I am kind of having problems with it. So there's that. That's not bad. I think I'm heading in the right place. Well, welcome. Chill with Cat. How you guys doing, Purge, Knot, and Flame? And... Well, thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Flame Fly. I appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. We're still working on we're just working on a drawing here where I have a style I had seen an artist earlier on Instagram do, where he drew the skull sort of underneath it. So we're doing that right now. We're testing this out and seeing what we get. Feeling kind of like I'm not getting the same results, but it's all right. It's okay. So, hope you guys enjoy me kind of working this one out here. Kind of bring this forward like so. Connect that in. So she's smiling, and smiling is hard to draw. At least it is for me, because it pulls the mouth up and pulls and changes the dynamics of the cheeks and everything like that. So I'm kind of working this concept here, just trying to kind of get that build across the face kind of going in there. So what we're going to do here is put in some eyebrows and help kind of get that straightened out a little bit. The shape of the eye socket always makes this eyebrow kind of go a little off to the side there. Come back in here and erase that. Right, dynamic poses are really hard. You know what? It's not really that hard to kind of get started if you're interested in getting started. I can give you some tips. I put in her ear here. We're already at an angle that's really strange, so trying to figure out this plane is difficult right through here. Kind of figure out where we are on this plane. And just kind of get an idea, because it's tilted upward. Okay, thank you very much, Flame. See you later. Okay, no problem, man. See you later. There's nothing wrong with that either. I love dragons. All right. So come back in here with this part and then just bring that neck down. And we've got most of the structure of her upper body through here, but I'm going to work with that in a little bit. I'm not going to work with that right now. one of the things we're going to do is kind of bring this tip of this upper lip and bring it down just a smidge, because then we can come back over the top of it and give us just the top of the lip there and around the top there, see? And shoulders and up. That works for me. Oh, that's not the right angle, is it now? I go like that. I want to be careful with this because whichever angle we head for, it's not going to go very well if we don't kind of work that through a little bit more. All right. When you do hair, says me, already kind of dreading where I'm at the next step here, which is hair. So we're going to just put in just a little bit of that cheek right through here that's pushed up, kind of give an idea of what's going on here, because it's pushing into the eye and it's going to squeeze the eyes down, because they do. I mean, when we smile, we bring up our cheekbones and we bring down our eyebrows. So we're kind of scrunching into this eye area here. But I kind of imagine that she's like, this is like she's standing there with her arms on the railing and the breeze is coming in off the ocean. I have that feeling from this picture. So a couple of things that are kind of going on here with this is that the ears will always be in line with the eyebrows. So guess whose ears are way too hot? Hers. Bring that down and around. So I'm going to still follow this outer guideline. I'm going to bring it down so that it's somewhat more in line with those ears. See you later, Purge. So, Nada, did you want to go through a little bit of a tutorial with me? I will help you if you want. When you do hair, though, says me, dreading the hair. I'm actually going to probably change pencil colors, because there are parts in the head where your hair goes a certain direction. We're going to have one that kind of goes like this, and then we're going to have one that's going to go up and over like so. We're going to make sure all the hair goes this way. When we're dealing with the hair going that way, we have to make sure that the hair goes this way, and then this hair goes this way. But whatever's the story, we want it to kind of guide in the same manner like this. So it's kind of going around her head, right? And out and outward like so. So we're going to draw these like guides right here that just kind of are giving me some kind of organic feel to this. Right, so coming off of her head, though, we want to make sure we follow kind of this pattern here. We're kind of going this way off of it. And that way we've got the hair kind of coming up and over like so. And now looking at that, I can kind of look and see whether we're doing pretty good here or not. So bringing this back down, now I can kind of go back in here and just bring the hair up. So. We'll just keep going kind of around like this. And we'll follow these guidelines this way. All right, and then we just kind of go back through here, following this guide. And just keep going up over the top over here. And we can just kind of now sort of make just sort of a guide along there for her hair. This side, I'm going to kind of go through here. Make sure it comes off of her skull, because it's got to come away from her body. So we're going to kind of bring this back around like so. Right, clear out some of this. That's not helping me any. And we're just going to flow it around like so. Or maybe put some in front of her too. She's got really long hair. Which maybe is kind of doing that and then curling back around like so. So at this point in time, if we turn the guides off, this is what we've got. Right? Turning our guides back on, we're going to go back in here and just go through the neck. This is the collarbone. The collarbone's going to meet right about here, and then it goes all the way up into the shoulders, both sides. And that puts this shoulder up here like so. And this shoulder here like so. And you'll see that I'm making it curve up. And I'm curving it up because her body weight is now weighted on it. She's leaning in, and when she does, her shoulders come up. Like so. She's got maybe just a t-shirt on, just your normal everyday t-shirt. So we'll kind of bring that around here. Bring that in front. There we go. So let's give her that t-shirt collar she's got going on here. Maybe more like that. We can bring that out a little bit more like so. And do. There we go. Right. So just warming up and practicing. So we kind of come through here and underarm and across the chest. Bring it through and down. And because it's a t-shirt, we'll cut that back around maybe like that. Maybe I'll get a little higher up. I think the more modern t-shirts are more like this. And put that edge around it there. And this part over here is going to be, so we're going to want to see it as a cylinder like that, right? So we're going to want to see the arm. I'm actually going to pull this arm out a little further. But there's the cylinder for that, right? Kind of going up and around. And then come back through and kind of take this part out. Come back through like so. Wrinkles are also one of those things that's really hard to straighten out, right? But we're going to think about how this shirt is pulling. So the shirt's going to be pulling this way. So when we do, we want the wrinkles to kind of go in that same direction, downward. Maybe we want to cross here because it's starting to pull across. Bring that up. Like so. Let's come back through here and darken that out. On the side here, on this part of her head, I'm going to bring back the hair because she's going to have put it behind her ear. Maybe a few strands coming up front like so. I'm going to bring all of this and put it forward just a little bit and bring it forward so that it's crossing in front here. That just gives it some depth. I really want to have some depth through here. Just giving it something to kind of work with, you know. Go out like so, like that. Right. There we go. And giving her some extra sort of putting in the rest of her back here. She does need that. She'll need that somewhere along the line. She needs her back. I've got your back. There we go. So now if we take the underdrawing out, this is where we're at. For a quick sketch, this isn't bad. And kind of go through here. We can clean it up a little bit more. And we are 43 minutes in, and that's not bad at all. Actually, I don't want this particular line right there. It seems to be a little, this is what we call a converging tangent. So we want that to come up from there, just so it doesn't converge. So, trying to mimic the guy's drawings. Clearly the guy has more skill than I do in this area, but that's okay. That's why we practice. Because this is his version, and his version definitely outstrips mine. He's got a lot more facial structure in here. This is what he does. This is how he starts out. Starts out with sort of this rough design, moves through here, and then moves to there. So we're working it. We're working it. So and this is where we ended up, which wasn't bad. I feel like maybe we've got a couple of fixes that could maybe work a little bit better. For one, the ear could be just slightly larger. Those ears are bigger than I always think they are. So, all right. Not a horrible start for the night. Kind of getting warmed up here. So there we go. Certainly not horrible, but I think there's much more we can do. Give a lot more life to these. We kind of put in more shape in the eyes, so that the eyes do look like they're closed in that way. Bring it down. The other thing we could do is probably do the eyelid, which helps a little bit. Kind of define this zone right through here. All right. The other thing that looks like we've got kind of a problem is this. This should be slightly turned. This helps a lot more if we do it this way. And remember that we're following the arc of this. So this particular artist has been spending the last couple of weeks on Instagram. Hey there, Jackson. This particular artist has spent the last couple of weeks in Instagram talking about perspective and changing and altering pictures to be in perspective. And so I've been enjoying them practicing their perspective for a while. And I really dug this particular picture. And I've kind of done a little bit different on this one. And going out a little bit more like so. Probably do a little more like this, and that probably be better. A little bit more dynamics. Bring this out and around a little better. What's going on in your world, Jackson? We had a raid going for a while there. I think we've lost pretty much all of the raid, but some people are still here. But we got raided. That was cool. So we've been kind of practicing and working on a new method for drawing, and I was trying to work on that. I've been watching this. As I was saying, I've been watching this artist. And he's been doing perspective things for a while, but today he posted this drawing that was really cute. Like, the character was adorable. and this was his drawing. And so I was trying to match the methodology, because what he does is you can see how he works in the actual, like, the design of the skull almost into his original start. Oh, there you go. So I've been kind of looking at this, and I mean, you did taxes today, so you deserve all the break, man. You deserve all the break. So anyway, I was trying to mimic kind of his design style, the way he does his work, and kind of going along there. Now, of course, his picture is different than mine. The pose is different. I've done a variation on the pose. I've tilted her head, trying to get a little bit more of that dynamics thing going. Um, I've got her shoulders in a different location. I've got her kind of doing something completely different, which is good. I'm actually going to raise the shoulder, which is going to raise this entire piece through here. Then you're going to raise this, which I just made. But I feel like this shoulder should be more like out here, like so. And just kind of bringing it out to be much more dramatic. Yeah, see, that looks a lot better. Then I need to bring this collar up and around it, like more like that. Oh, I hit the warp button. Don't ever hit the warp button. That did not go well. I was like, I am now instantly on drugs. There you go. Like, that was really bizarre. Normally, I'm all for touching the warp button, but in this case, don't mess with the warp button. Things just got very weird. There we go. There we go. That looks much better. You can see kind of what I was doing here. I've raised this shoulder to bring the dynamics up, right? So now we're just a little closer to the dynamics of that particular thing, right? The warp button. Warp's great. I think warp's awesome, but not in this particular instance. Doesn't do me any good. Kind of bring that up and forward. I feel like I can do something better with this nose. Kind of bring it around. Yeah. There. Just trying to kind of catch that shape. Still trying to kind of catch that shape. I mean, it's not bad. I'm not feeling like it's a horrible piece, really. Looks pretty good, pretty solid. All right. It's interesting. Ears are one of those parts of your body that you know the contours more by feel than by look because it's behind your eyes. And so you know exactly how it feels over here. This becomes one of those, is that right? How are we doing there? It's easier to kind of go, and figure out if you got it or not. Interestingly enough, though, he did the forehead and he did the hair kind of going backwards, up and over. And I actually think I'm going to go with that and see what happens. As though I think it's part of the reason why I'm having more problems with this. I'll bring the guide back in here in just a second. And that'll tell me where the rest of that head is. Now, because of the nature of this, that like so, just give that cranium just a little bit of room there. And then put all along, we're still following this line that was the line that goes with the hairline there. We're just going to pull all this hair back from the hairline instead. That hairline comes up and over because it's got to be at the same angle. All right, so then we're just going to pull that hair back, like so. Take that out from underneath there. There we go. Looks a lot better too. That looks not so bad. There we go. I'm actually kind of proud of this. Looks pretty good. I just put after Choming, which is the artist that I'm following that did the original drawing, because I really liked their style and I like the stylizing of it and how it worked. I feel like though this turned out pretty decent. Just getting attacked by potato chips. There, that's totally what's happening. But they're all Ruffles. No, they're all Pringles because they're all like in the Pringle shape. Just saying, don't make the rules. There we go. All right. Call that one a successful drawing. I mean, I'm not quite at this level that he's at, but that's okay. I don't think it's bad. I think we're doing pretty good. So, not quite at that level. We'll get there. Not only that, that's his drawing fast. And this was not a fast drawing for me. This ended up being an hour and 2 minutes into this drawing. So we're still not quite at his level or his speed, which is fine. That's fine. I don't mind. We all are on our own journey and we're all on different parts of the road. Wherever that is. There's never an expectation of how far down that road you should be. Gotta walk before you run. There's 10,000 really bad pictures in you, and there's no way to get rid of them except to draw them. That's it. There's no other way to ever get rid of those pictures. 10,000 bad pictures in you. Just the way it is. I'm not even saying this is a bad picture. I'm just saying that you're always going to fall short somewhere or another. 'Tis the nature of everything. It's not feeling bad. I like to give Choming the nod because the initial sort of concept of this picture started by them. There you go. That's picture one. We're gonna. I never know where it's gonna save, so not knowing where it's gonna end up. I'm going to try some experimental stuff. Just toning in. Oh, you're not watching this. You need to go watching this because now I'm putting in tone. And this is me going, I don't know if I like that. I like that a little bit better. Oh, thanks, Jackson. I'm working on it. I don't know. Kind of doing not bad. All the toning in, though, makes it a lot more fun. I've got all these great zipatones. I paid like $12 for them all. So I'm like, ooh, I've got a zillion zipatones. Better use them. You know. Yeah. I think I'm done futzing with it. Okay, the music I think is starting to grate on me. I have to go through here and clear up the potato chips. It's an important part of this picture here. Make sure those potato chips are very easy to see. You need to know that they're Pringles. It's critical, vital, even on changing music. There we go. The thing is, looking up here on my monitor, it's got a lot more. It's got a lot more Morier pattern than it does out here on the actual piece. You can see kind of where my dots are dirty. I like these dirty dots. They're called dirty dots. So they're not clean. I love those. Just messy and kind of gross. It's great. All you guys know my love affair for chaos every so often. Just adding a little bit of chaos to a picture is always so good. Makes it look just a little something, a little chaotic. They're just way too much fun. There's some good shaders over here. It was worth the $12. I was like, I'll pay $12 for all of those. Those are some wicked shaders. So I'm like, I'm not going to complain. He's got some pretty good wicked shaders that I downloaded. So lots of good chaos. You should always have chaos in a picture. It adds a certain amount of energy to it. All right. Now it's time to be time for me to post this out to Insta. Because I should post these things to Insta. Do. Let's see, tonight's warm-up. Just sketching. I also need to bring up. I have a list of important widgets, thingies, hashtags, right? Because we need to have the hashtags. That's the way this always goes. I don't understand all my stupid hashtags anyway, so, there we go. There you go. Accessibility. There's all kinds of things we can do. I didn't know all these things were available. There we go. Posting it up. Trying not to be bad about the way that I operate on Instagram. I know that Instagram is kind of the way that people communicate. So especially in the modern day. We've got um, a lot of things kind of going on. Anyway, he's doing other drawings in here. I'm seeing him do a couple of other drawings. They're very nice. Chong Ming. So, all right. Right. I'm kind of with you on this one, Jackson. You most yours in person. Yeah. But I mean, I've met you a couple of times in person, Donald. So that at least is cool. We've hung out. There's a lot of people on here. It would take a long time for them to get over here. So it's kind of difficult for some people. All of us that are local, though, we can hang out together. It's all cool. So, anyway, that was much better. Just sometimes I feel like I need to just draw something, but not draw the things that I have to draw. I've got so many things that need to be done that it was just getting kind of to the point where I was like, do I really want to do this? You know, this is good. Just refreshing. Try to do something, stretch a little bit, get a little out of my comfort zone, push a little harder. Coop, he's good to see you though, Donald. Always good to see you. I enjoy having you around. I brought out my little Lego spaceman. Just saying, I have my Lego spaceman. These guys, specifically like this guy and a couple of others that are in my little box over there, they've been with me for a very, very long time. Some of these original spacemen that I'm showing here, I'll switch over to the main so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This guy right here. Whoa, we are washed out. There we go. That guy. Nope. There we go. This guy right here. This guy and I have traveled a long time together because he was part of my original space sets that I had back in the day. This is really cool. And I'm just keeping him with me because I was like, aw, that's right. I liked him. So I've got a couple of him. I appreciate that on all counts. I appreciate you talking Star Trek because we got to do that, right? I mean, we are Trekkies after all. It's expected of us. We are expected to be doing weird things with Star Trek. 'Tis the nature of the beast. So, all right. I feel like we've done good tonight. Still running quite a few people out there. So, that's kind of cool. Oh, you guys are still connected in? Nice. All right. Out in the wild it goes. I can't believe that I'm on Reiwa 6. I'm still having a hard time dealing with the fact that it is Reiwa 6. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, Reiwa 6 is the Japanese year that it is right now. So I'm having such a difficult time with the fact that it's 2024. So that's an interesting thought process. I'm not going to knock that one. I like that. I like that thought process. Oh, I also like to stand up. Oh my goodness. All right. 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 You're like, I feel that one. Got to stand up. Everything hurts. Ugh. Anyway, kind of sitting here thinking about things and trying to figure out. I don't know. Just feeling kind of parked from it. We've already kind of established, though, the intermix of antimatter and matter takes 30 minutes. So there's nothing you can do. It's going to take 30 minutes to get the mixture just right. You can't jumpstart the core without risking an explosion. And that was established in the Naked Time in the original series. I mean, if you're going to split hairs, and frankly, I always split hairs. It's the nature of the beast. So, you're. I mean, it would be good to have what you're talking about because you could at least get out of there in 30 minutes, but it wouldn't be very good to use a warp core as a bomb because you'd end up in its blast radius before you could get out of there because you'd have to hot mix the antimatter and the matter, which causes an explosion. So there's that. Because I want to keep fussing with it, but it does seem like we should have at least some semblance of eyelashes going out like that. Yeah, but you risk time warp, and that was actually what happened in Naked Time was they ended up going backwards in time for it. Which could be positive or could be negative, I guess. Depends on how you look at it, I guess. So it's been kind of a lot of stuff going on in the first couple of weeks of the semester, but checking up on kind of what's going on in the in my dashboard, my to-do list is actually pretty calm. In 4 days, I have a lab and an unessay due, so that's got to be turned in by February 8th. And then on the 9th, I've got a presentation outline and a project outline that need to be put in. It's not a big deal. Both of those are. I mean, I guess really, I probably should spend a whole lot more um, of, you know, uh-oh. I have my first assignment for cultural anthropology. Hmm. Show you select can have a competitive dimension. Does it have to be in English? So my cultural anthropology professor just posted yeah. My cultural anthropology professor just posted an assignment. It's about reality TV shows and how its applications and analysis, which is fine. I will happily pick a reality TV show and do that, but I am kind of curious if it must be in English. I have to see. Luckily, I have him on. When is it due? February 19th. We've got time. Probably should worry about my biology class first. Why don't we just kick some antimatter out the door and then set fire to it? Not 100% sure if the antimatter in the cores is what causes a more robust explosion. You know what I mean? Like, is it the core itself that's causing a bigger explosion, or is it just the antimatter that's in there that causes the explosion? It does seem to knock ships around, though. I mean, like, you get a good solid antimatter explosion out there with the warp cores, and it knocks all the other ships around. It's not like dumping antimatter, which you'd think would be just as explosive, you know? Yeah, well, we'll do it. It is a cultural analysis. I have to do a cultural analysis on it. And what that means is that I'm going to have to analyze it as if I were observing the culture, which is great. So I don't actually have to be tortured too terrible much because I'm going to probably find more torture than maybe. But like I said, why not just kick the antimatter out the door? Antimatter explodes when in contact with matter, so all you got to do is shoot it with a water gun. Yeah, I don't know. Something to kind of think about on that one. I'd have to ponder that some more. It's not unponderable, though. Let's see. I kind of run out of steam. I've drawn the picture. I'm enjoying my conversation about antimatter though with Donald. It's kind of fun. Or surround it with other antimatter, right? Just like keep making a big ball of antimatter, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then throw it at him. Just toss it out the window. Put it in the shuttle bay and just open the shuttle bay doors and just kick it out. I mean, I kind of feel like it's one of those things where you're kind of like, well, how do we fix that problem? How do we work this problem? Right? Antimatter asbestos, so we can keep ourselves from getting nuked by our own asbestos. I think that's funny. So, right. Somehow I feel like the red matter and the antimatter would definitely not respond well. Kind of saying. What do we think, guys? Kind of running out of steam here. I might end the show a little early tonight. Just because tomorrow I've got class. I have the cultural anthropology class, which means I can ask him if it has to be in English or if I can watch a Japanese reality TV show or even a Korean one. I mean, with the Japanese reality TV shows, I'd be able to understand what they're saying. The Korean one would be in Korean, so I don't speak Korean yet, although someday I might. So at the moment, I would be completely lost. So I'm kind of trying to figure out whether that wouldn't be so bad. Might not be so bad, might be fun. So maybe I'll see whether he's amenable to that or not. You too, Jackson. I hope you get some sleep out there. I know that you're kind of burning the candle at all the... Oh, there you go. Keeping a good tachyon field around the antimatter might work really well. See, we've already got this like super nasty thing going for us. Look at our cool, like, right? All the ends. You're burning all of the ends at the same time. That's kind of what happened with Can. That's why we don't see him much anymore. He burned all of the ends for just a little too long. It's true. And it would give us time to try to get away from it. So the explosion wouldn't be so bad. It'd almost be cool because space is what space is. If you just had a ball of antimatter and like just one drop of water or something that just goes just slightly faster than the ball of antimatter, so that as you release both of them, they keep creeping out there until finally, as they come up on the enemy spaceship, it goes bing. You know, that'd be kind of fun. Like the timer is just how far behind the ball of antimatter did you set the little water thingy? You know, so the water drop chases it down. All right. Well, the magnetics are exactly how they keep the antimatter stable in the starship. So they use magnetic bottles that hold the antimatter in the center so that it doesn't touch anything. And that's what they use. That's one of the reasons why they say, you know, if those bottles, if we lose the containment on the magnetic bottles, things go really bad. Because, of course, that would most certainly mess up your world. So there's that. Yeah. So, yeah, did good tonight. My picture's cool. I like it. It works well. So, but I am running out of steam. So I will see you all tomorrow morning. I'll be broadcasting again for a small amount of time tomorrow. I don't know how much of a time I'll be broadcasting tomorrow. Probably not a whole lot because I've got class, but I will try to broadcast for, yeah, right? Gas vapors could be a lot of fun. I'll try to broadcast for a little bit of time tomorrow and kind of get ourselves going there and do some things and get ourselves moving, and that'll be fine. So, and then I will kind of roll off into the sunset, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. We had a cool raid earlier on today, and if I have any stragglers from the raid, I hope that I see you again at some point down the road. Donald and Jackson and Brent, I'm glad to see you all. It's always a pleasure chatting with you, Donald, and it's always great to see you as well. And so I'm glad we kind of went on aimlessly about something silly like Star Trek, which always makes me happy. So thank you all for being with me tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful evening and keep your eyes on the stars. Bye bye.